Hello everybody and welcome for a new tutorial video on 3D. So this one is about how to convert that into STL file and how to print that, because it's the most important part in 3D printing is actually to be able to 3D print that. So you will see your little body to 3D print. You go on utilitaries or something like that, the last one on the list. You go on the little 3D printer, so create, you click on that, and you can select your body. So you can click on that or just click here. After you just check it's an STL binary on millimeters, you will have personalized here, but it's not important. This is checked, and utilitary to 3D print, I don't know in English, it must be personalized, because the other one I don't know how to use them and they are not very good for my 3D printer. So the Ender 3D printers might use Cura. So to use Cura, you go on the little tab here and you select your Cura user. So I have it here, so it's on my desk. It's just it's not the real file, it's something that directs on it, but I can click on that and click to open, so it will be Cura. I then click on OK and it will open it on Cura. You can also click here on the little file and click to export, but you need to save it, and after you can just click on export on STL. But me, I can't because I have not saved that, so you need to save, and after we can just save for like gcodes. It will be easier. The time that Cura is launching, I can show you that. So we can go here on export on STL file, so just pay attention, it may be STL file and then export. So we can just go to that and it will be exported somewhere. I don't know where, but it may be somewhere here. So we have Cura launching. So as you can see, it's a basic shape, not very optimized for 3D printing. I will teach you how to make them more complex in the next episode. And here we are, Cura is launched. So we have our settings, that's very important to make them. So with right mouse, you can hover and move by dragging things. You have to go here and just, you can add a 3D printer if you don't have one. So you can just click on add. You can just add with Rezo or not, but that if you have just linked 3D printers, if not, you can just go on managed printers and you can just add new, and after you can just refresh, add your 3D printer out Rezo, I don't know. So it's the second tab here, and you have just all the 3D printers in the world almost to choose, like 1.0. You can choose them and just add. So then when you have that, you choose your nozzle. So usually it's 0.4 or 0.2, but if you modified your own 3D printer, you can just click like on 1 millimeter. Me, I'm using 0.4. You use your material, so me it's generic PLA, but you can use all of that, like generic, all of that, 3D Fuel, PLA, Pro PLA, and anything other. After, you have the basic settings, so standard quality, basic, the full filling. So we have the support if there's something hanging on, and the adherence. I don't have the word for that. So you click on just analyze, cut, or any button here, and you have the view button here, the little one. So you can just see how the printer will print it. So you can just drag and drop this to know what it will print, and drag and drop this one to know what movement it will do. So as you can see, it's very easy, and you can see the whole thing. But maybe my structure isn't perfect. Maybe you can also move your structure like that with the buttons and on the sides, but you can also turn it. Like maybe I want it to be printed like that, but for that I will need supports here. So I just check this box here and it will make me some supports, custom ones, of course. So after I will show you more advanced things. So we have our supports here that will make something to hang our print. So we can just drag and drop. We have all the supports here. And if we wanted to just glue on the surface of our 3D printer, if sometimes it flew off, we can just use adherence. I don't have the word for that, sorry. And it will make something in the base of the structure, like this one. So that's the thing to just glue more easily. So as you can see, it will make all of that. So for my preferred settings to print very efficient, very fast and strong. So we will let it at this angle because it's very easy to see all of that. So we take off adherence, we don't need it. You just have to put real glue on your plate and it will work perfect. So 10 or 20% filling, no more, but because after it will cost a lot of plastic. Supports, you'll let that. So after you go on quality, so that's all nice, we don't have to touch that. The speed, I put at 70 millimeters second. You can just put it at the normal 15. And if you modify that, all of the things behind will be modified automatically. So you have to modify the first one. So that's it. We just use our things. You can go on full filling. You can add your own thing. So I'm using cubic. So it's the same in English almost. You have all this, but cubic is the best. You can just grab any other options. And this is to just open or close the thing, so you can just use them. Supports, I will use arborescence, so it will be 3 supports in English. So it's less support than normal one, and it will be more intelligent support. It will be like a tree, a real tree. It will look like a tree. So this one may not look like arborescence, I don't know why. But you can also try normal supports, so that will be a little bit different. For this structure it will be also different, so waiting for it to cut. And then we have our supports, so you can use both of them. For some prints it will be better 3 supports, and for other it will not be the best. So all of that you can just go and check it out, but I don't touch that, all of that, it's not very important. After you have corrections, so that we don't touch, and special modes, so that's it. If you want to print like 2 things at a time, we can just take on multiply, 1 copy, and then boom, we will have 2 times the thing. So we just move that around with moving buttons and the right click like that. Here it will be better, and we can just mash click to select both at once. We will turn them back because they take a lot of place, and move that a little bit further of the other one, and boom. And like that, with the 1 at a time printing setting, you will be able to print both of them in the same printer and without changing anything, because like that you print one and after the other. Because if you check all at the same time, of course you will be able to use the full height of your printer. It's a big advantage, but look at what happens. It will make just aller-retour in French, I will say it in French, it's easier. So like that, boom, and it will print both at the same time. So the problem for that is that will let a lot of strings between both. So I always take 1 at a time. Tolérance à la découpe, so it's the tolerance to cut, I think. So it's inclusive in English, not exclusive, not middle. In the normal mode it's middle, but you need to use inclusive, like these parts will be perfectly sized and will be able to put one into another without cutting anything. So that's in experimental mode with that little logo. And after we have the last setting to check, it's on the paroi. It's this logo. I don't have the word in English. It's a real problem. I will change my whole thing in English for next tutorial. And you just need to just use 2 sides. So thank you for watching and see you for next video.